Something unexpected started unfolding barely 24 hours after song Hye Kyo's playlist drop sent the entire internet spiraling. While fans were still dissecting the matching karaoke song and trying to connect it to Lee Min-ho's late-night activity, another thread began circulating on social media, one that turned what seemed like a sweet coincidence into something much bigger. A rumor appeared from a small discussion board claiming that an anonymous user had seen CCTV footage from the same cafe where Lee Min-ho and song Hye Kyo allegedly shared their quiet karaoke moment. The post didn't provide any image, video, or evidence, just a teasing statement that the footage was being talked about privately. And somehow, that was all it took for the rumor to spread like wildfire. By morning, the cafe's name was trending worldwide. People were searching, speculating, asking questions, and dropping theories. Fans on X and TikTok began stitching clips of the cafe's interior layout, comparing old photos with descriptions to figure out where the CCTV cameras were placed. Others insisted that the rumor couldn't be real because the cafe had always maintained strict privacy rules, and staff had previously confirmed that no filming or photography was allowed inside the karaoke booths. But the sudden spike of attention created the perfect storm for misinformation. Threads began appearing claiming someone knew a staff member. Other posts suggested that the rumored footage didn't contain anything dramatic, but simply showed two people in a shared booth at the far end of the cafe. The cafe's official page hadn't responded yet, which only made things worse. Comment sections under their older posts were exploding with emojis, questions, and theories from fans across the world. People begged for clarification, while others, especially long-time supporters of both actors, expressed frustration, urging the public to respect their privacy. But as it usually happens online, once the narrative started rolling, the momentum became unstoppable. Within hours, even non-Korean media outlets caught onto the trend, posting quick write-ups using phrases like unconfirmed rumor and social media speculation, which ironically only made the speculation grow. The turning point happened when someone posted a supposed description of the alleged CCTV clip. According to the anonymous claim, the footage supposedly showed two individuals walking into the private booth at different times to avoid attention, then exiting together after the karaoke session. There was no actual footage shown, just a narrative crafted from thin air. Yet somehow, that vague description aligned a little too neatly with the previous staff remark about the pair being calm, polite, and quietly enjoying themselves, which had already circulated heavily online after the karaoke night story broke. Because of that, fans were divided again. Some said the description was fake, possibly created just to gain clout or engagement. Others argued that the details matched the original circumstances so closely that it couldn't be random. And then there were those who worried, not about rumors of romance, but about a much bigger issue, privacy. Discussions grew around whether cafes have the right to protect customers' data, how long CCTV footage is stored, and whether strict celebrity protocols might have been broken. By mid-afternoon, journalists began calling the cafe, according to a few social media accounts claiming to have overheard staff answering the phones in a noticeably stressed tone. One ordinary cafe suddenly became the focus of global attention, all because of a rumor that nobody could confirm. The tension reached its peak when another social media account posted what looked like a partial screenshot of an email from a representative of the cafe. The screenshot appeared to deny the existence of any leaked footage, but since the sender name and timestamp were blurred, people questioned its authenticity. Because it couldn't be verified, some fans dismissed it entirely, insisting on an official public response. Finally, around the early evening, after nearly 10 hours of non-stop speculation, the cafe broke their silence. They posted a brief, but clear public statement across Instagram and Facebook addressing the rumors directly. The message was written in simple, professional language. The cafe had not leaked any footage, no CCTV content had been shared privately or publicly, and they maintained a zero-tolerance policy for such behavior. They emphasized that the privacy of all guests, including public figures, was their top priority. The message also noted that CCTV footage is securely stored and accessible only to authorized staff for safety purposes, not for distribution or speculation. Within minutes, the cafe's statement was reposted everywhere, from fan accounts to news outlets to entertainment blogs. Some fans expressed relief, appreciating the cafe for stepping forward quickly and clearly. Others felt the statement raised even more questions. If the rumor was completely fabricated, why did it gain traction so quickly? And why did the cafe feel the need to release such a firm, detailed response? That fueled a new round of posts analyzing every line of the statement, looking for hints of what may have actually happened that night. Some netizens pointed out that the cafe rarely issued public comments about celebrity visits, which made this situation unusual. Others argued that the cafe simply wanted to protect its reputation after becoming the unwilling center of global attention. Meanwhile, clips from the karaoke night reports resurfaced, reminding fans that a staff member had casually mentioned the duo's quiet presence. That comment, coupled with the new privacy statement, made people wonder if the cafe felt responsible for controlling the narrative before things spiraled further. In the midst of all this, the timing also became suspicious. Why did the rumor explode precisely after Song Hye Kyo's playlist moment? Why did it escalate just when people were beginning to calm down? Some fans speculated that the rumor might have originated from a fan community trying to connect the dots too aggressively. Others suspected that someone purposely released the rumor to take advantage of the trending topic. Regardless of where it started, the rumor created an unexpected ripple. Discussions about respecting celebrities' off-screen lives were trending again. Many long-term fans of both actors began urging others to take a step back and focus on their work rather than their private outings. But even amidst the calls for calm, the curiosity remained, because the rumor wasn't about scandal, drama, or anything negative. It was simply about whether two A-list actors were spending time together. And for fans, that alone was enough to keep the conversation alive. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, major entertainment pages noticed the spike in interest and began preparing follow-up articles. Some insiders claimed that managers from both actors' agencies were closely monitoring the situation. But no official comments were released, not from the agencies, not from the actors themselves. It was complete silence from their side. That silence, more than anything else, kept the story alive. Because whenever celebrities stay quiet, while the internet is loud, the narrative gains a life of its own. And this one was growing by the hour. The cafe's statement only added fuel to the speculation that something really did happen that night, maybe simple, maybe ordinary, but still intriguing enough for people to want answers. And as the public waited, another small detail began circulating, something subtle, yet strangely connected to everything happening. But that part of the story was only just beginning. The cafe's statement had barely been out for an hour when social media began dissecting it like a mystery puzzle. Every sentence, every word choice, every bit of tone was being analyzed. Some fans pointed out that the cafe didn't just deny the leaked footage. They went out of their way to emphasize their strong privacy policies. Others noted the timing. Why wait until the rumor reached global trending lists before speaking? And why did the statement feel more formal than their usual posts? As this wave of scrutiny spread, something else caught fans' attention. The cafe turned off comments on their statement post. That alone ignited a new set of theories. People assumed the comment section must have been overwhelmed with accusations, questions, and demands for details, likely from people who had never even visited the cafe. But closing the comments created a different effect. It looked like the cafe had something to protect, whether it was their reputation, their customers, or something more delicate. Then another detail emerged. A user claimed to have visited the cafe earlier, that same day, and said staff appeared unusually tense. They described overhearing conversations about people calling non-stop, reporters asking the same question repeatedly, and one manager stepping outside to take what sounded like a serious phone call. The cafe had become ground zero for global speculation, and it was clear the staff were struggling to manage the pressure. But what truly sent the internet into another frenzy came shortly after. A new post from a Korean entertainment columnist with a reputation for being surprisingly accurate about behind-the-scenes situations. They posted a cryptic message on X: "When privacy becomes this important, silence can be louder than denial." Although the columnist didn't mention any names, fans connected it instantly to the viral rumor and the cafe's recent statement. The comment was vague, but the timing was too precise. Meanwhile, international outlets began covering the situation more formally. Some referred to the rumor as unverified chatter blowing out of proportion, while others took a more cautious, speculative tone, reporting that the cafe's statement confirms no footage was leaked. But public curiosity remains due to recent celebrity sightings. The phrasing was intentionally neutral to avoid controversy, but the coverage only widened the audience. Back on fan forums, someone reposted the original staff remark about the pair acting calm and polite during their late-night karaoke visit, a comment that had initially seemed harmless. Now, it was being connected to every word in the cafe's statement. Fans wondered if that earlier remark unintentionally triggered the rumor by confirming the stars had actually been there. Maybe people simply filled in the blanks afterward, creating stories that weren't real but felt believable. However, a separate thread began gaining traction, claiming that the rumor might have originated from a delivery driver who frequently visited the cafe. The post claimed the driver overheard staff discussing a quiet celebrity visit and misinterpreted the conversation. There was still no evidence, but it added another layer to the rumor's evolution. Before long, the supposed delivery driver theory started trending under its own hashtag, because fans found it both amusing and plausible. What complicated things further was a sudden shift in tone from the cafe's employees. Several staff members, who previously posted casual behind-the-counter snapshots or daily menu updates, went silent across their personal accounts. None of them acknowledged the situation, but their silence only fueled speculation. Some fans suspected the cafe instructed its staff to temporarily avoid posting anything that could be connected, even indirectly, to the situation. Others believed the staff simply didn't want to be dragged deeper into a conversation that had already spiraled out of control. As night approached, attention turned back to Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo, the two people at the center of the storm, who had both remained completely offline since the rumor began trending. Neither posted stories, updates, liked anything, or appeared publicly. And of course, their silence became its own headline. Entertainment pages began posting updates like "no comments from agencies" as cafe rumor trends for 12 hours straight. Then came the unexpected twist: a brief message from a regular customer of the cafe, who claimed to have been there earlier that week. The customer stated that the cafe frequently gets high-profile guests, but never allows anyone access to CCTV cameras, not even for curiosity. They insisted the rumor was clearly fake, but they added something that reignited interest. "I did see increased staff activity that night, but I assumed it was because the cafe was full." That small comment triggered new debate. Increased staff activity. Was it normal? Was it connected? People began asking what the cafe looked like inside that evening. Was it crowded? Were there blended groups of customers? Were there others who might have recognized the stars? Fan speculation returned to analyzing timelines: when the supposed karaoke session took place, when staff comments were made, when rumors started circulating, and when Hye Kyo posted her playlist. Eventually, another entertainment columnist published a late-night article stating that both agencies were aware of the rumor, but had chosen not to respond. The article claimed that internal sources said there was nothing serious to address, yet the agencies were carefully monitoring the situation due to unnecessary speculation. That alone created a new wave of interpretations. If there was nothing serious to address, why monitor the situation? And why not release a short, simple comment to shut everything down? By midnight, Fans were exhausted but still scrolling, still piecing together theories, and still reposting every small clue they could find. The cafe's name had already appeared in more than 60,000 posts across platforms. Reactions ranged from excitement to concern, amusement to frustration. Some fans even began creating light-hearted memes about the situation, joking that the cafe had accidentally become the most famous building of the week. While the internet buzzed, one final moment closed the night on an unexpectedly tense note. A user posted that a local reporter had been seen standing near the cafe earlier, supposedly asking nearby businesses whether they knew anything about celebrity visits. The post claimed that staff were politely ignoring all questions, but the presence of journalists outside the cafe suggested the rumor had reached a level no one anticipated. If there had been nothing to talk about, why were reporters gathering? Why had the cafe issued such a strong statement? Why were both actors completely silent? And why did this entire situation erupt immediately after the playlist revelation? Fans couldn't help feeling that something subtle, but significant, was happening behind the scenes. Now the world waited for the next move, because once a rumor grows this big, something always comes next.